Hey guys, this is a first look at the docks and some other goodies. This is a very large map. Comes with a lot of stuff. I'll just zoom out a little bit and show you some of it. But we're going to walk through this map today and give you an idea of what it has. So first of all, kind of the first cool thing is if you use the Galleon at all, you know that there hasn't really been a place to park that bad boy as far as like a good map. So fix that in this one. And using your deployable Galleon, you can now drop it into place. And this gives you the ability, there's a few places you can park that in the Trireme. There's enough space for both if you want to put both of them on here. But this is a good place for your players to discover the Galleon and then to maybe use it as a launching off point. I'm experimenting with other things. Here's just a deployable asset. It's just this loading arm. Maybe you can use it for some cool combat encounters, but it is something that I built into my Foundry module that you can play around with. But if we're going to go look at the rest of the map, let's just go exploring. You'll notice I am using FX Master for the weather. And you can decide when you want to show these, but you'll notice there's some icons. I'm going to get back to these in a second. You also notice as you get close to the inn, there's some inn music playing, some ambience playing. I'm also using the roof module so that you can walk into any of these smaller buildings. And here's like the Wharf Master and maybe have some encounters there. But I'm going to show you some other places where I'm using that. We make our way around the map. You'll notice some pipes here. For water to exit. I use those for something specific in a second. But all of these little vendor shops are accessible underneath. You can put NPCs in there and you can buy stuff. This one also, and I won't show all of them, but these tents up here, this tent here, they're all accessible. There's a lot of lighting from the latest Foundry system that's installed here. So when the lights go out, which I might as well show you that, it looks really, really nice. Let's go ahead and transition to nighttime. And you'll notice here as another access point down below. If I go into this building, this is an office. Who knows, maybe this is where they're collecting taxes. This door is locked, but we're going to go and investigate that a little bit later and see some cool stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to go back into the tavern. And right now this is a tavern. You'll see other future versions of this map will include other things. But if I go ahead and click inside the tavern, it takes me to another scene. This is a multi-level scene, so all levels in one scene. I'll let it load here. So you notice I'm zoomed in now on the scene. And if I walk in, close the door behind me, got a really nice tavern environment. I'm using some of Foundry's fire lighting, where it's animated fire effect. You know, I've got the tavern ambience playing in the background. And there's, of course, the kitchen and things you would expect to see. I'm going to come back here in a second. Great place to have some plot develop or just to use as a base. If I go up to the second level, I'm looking down now on the first level, and there's some rooms up here. It's pretty modest accommodations. Nothing too exciting. But some nice rooms for your players to get some rest. These are all similar rooms. And then up here, there's a nice kind of cool upstairs room where maybe some plotting and planning can take place. And there's other bedrooms and things like that on this level. Notice I can only hear the tavern noise when I'm close to the main area. If I go upstairs, I'm now in the attic. This is also where the innkeeper sleeps. So there's his bedroom. And I can even go outside There's a secret room in here too if you want to use it. There's a room that does not have a door, and that's intentional so that you can give players a new room to discover. But now I can hear the ocean noise. I'm outside, and maybe I want to use this tactically for a battle. I'm going to make my way back down to the downstairs again. We're going to go into the basement. As you know, I love me some secrets in my basements. So here we've got normal storage, and normally this would be a hidden door, but for purposes of this demo, I just made the door visible. And if I go down there, now I'm in some other room. In this case, I've populated it with maybe some bandits or some refugees. But if I go further, this now takes me to another map. This map is directly below the docks. This map is the sewers underneath the docks. I've got some pipes, got some access panel or access paths going up, and you can see there's more than one way down. How you get your users here, your players, is totally up to you. And I'll introduce some other places where these sewers go in other maps that I release. I'm going to try to release a bunch of city locations or town locations that you can use by themselves, or you can use them in conjunction with this larger city map. I mentioned there was another, or you noticed probably that there was another access path to the sewers. If I take that path, I end up in the same sewer map you saw a second ago. This time, same dripping sounds. But here's those pipes that lead outside. Right now these are locked, but on the other side of this is a teleporter, and if these are unlocked, your users would teleport up into the river that flows through the city. But you can see they can access those pipes as well. It's another way in, depending on how interesting you want to make it for them. But as I'm going down this, again, this would normally be a hidden door, but for right now, I've exposed it. And now we're in some underground base. Maybe this is the local criminal element. There's some sleeping quarters in here. You may have some other guards if you're trying to create some kind of skirmish, or you can trap your users or someone else in these cells. And you'll notice that if I go through these rooms and I find a ladder going up, now I'm in that locked room, and there's an access underneath this carpet here. So that's just different ways that you can use this map to create plot devices. You don't have to use this access method. You don't have to use any of those hidden rooms. You can block them all with walls. But if you want to, they're there for you to leverage. And again, you'll see in the future changes to this map. You'll see the inn get swapped out for a warehouse, and you'll see this room changed into other things. So hopefully you guys have a lot of fun with this map. It's definitely my most ambitious. It was a really big one to make, but I think your players will enjoy all of the little details and the elements that make it a lot of fun. Thanks so much, guys.